SBN, Sports Business Now. SBN is a division of Row 27, the digital sports marketing company, celebrating 5 years of creating TV spots, intro videos, and microsites for over 150 teams. See our work at row27.com. And by FanMaker, digital marketing tools for sports teams, featuring FanMaker Rewards, the most comprehensive and popular fan loyalty and reward system. Learn more about our apps at fanmaker.com. SBN Live.
Hello and welcome to SBN Live, episode 19. I'm Holly Koski. Actually, Holly's out of town right now, and it's just us guys filling in, trying to hold this thing together and have a little bit of professional decorum. Seriously, Jason.
You're right.
God. SBN Live is our weekly wrap-up show on all things sports business, sports marketing, sports sponsorship, and some of the other things that we talk about on our shows. This week we've got some news stories that we haven't covered on Sports Marketing Now that we're excited to talk about. And this morning actually was one of the bigger stories. Facebook launched their first phone, which was actually kind of secondary to the launch of Facebook Home, which is an awesome new app launcher that you can run on Android that replaces basically the whole home screen and normal interactions people have with their Android phone with all Facebook. So one of the most novel things is when you turn on your phone, you're always seeing the latest picture posts from your friends and some of the text posts and things that they've put up, and you can scroll through those. So right away, your social feed is always up in your screen, showing big pictures. This will probably take off pretty fast. Most people spend Facebook published some numbers, but it's a really high percentage of time that an average Android user uses the Facebook app. So by surfacing it like this, it's probably going to be adopted pretty quickly, I would imagine. And what this really got me thinking about was I was at a conference a few months ago, I should say, and teams were talking about how they, in order to really get engagement, they have to post photos. And so even when they just want to say something that's like a text link or something, they will still post a photo along with it in order to actually stick out on the Facebook feed. So what we're seeing here with Facebook Home and the Facebook.com updates that have come down the line that will be rolling out, I think, pretty soon to normal people, is a huge increase in display of those photos. Are going to be huge on the screen itself and going to be the primary content of Facebook. So I thought this was pretty interesting, and obviously teams have started doing a lot of photo posts, and I think they're probably going to have to just keep doing that.
Yeah, it really enhances the importance of it. And touching on what you started off with there, I mean, it's interesting that Facebook, everyone's been talking about a Facebook phone in sort of the tech world for like 3 years, roughly. It's been a buzzword. But they're not going after making a phone. They're going after this market, which gives them access to hundreds of millions of Android-based phones right away. And we'll see if they have anything similar ever become available for the iPhone. But it's really really intelligent on their part, and it gives them the ability to push those sponsored posts or whatever it might be from images right onto the home screen of the mobile device. So I mean, that's gonna be a
basically
drastic
to your
increase.
lock screen. I mean, as soon as you turn it on, you've got what could be a sponsored.
How can you get a more
post.
captive audience than someone having to unlock their phone to go through an ad?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, visual content's more important. Something people can see and share immediately is more important than even the best writing at this point inside of the Facebook medium. Mm-hmm. Obviously, in Twitter, that is a little bit different, but inside of Facebook, images rule.
Absolutely.
Based on the perceived notion that, like you said, images is so important that people's attention spans are so short they don't want to spend time reading. If they can look at an image and get most of their information that way. I think that's extremely important. One of the things I do like is it does say here that the plain text status updates are going to be placed over a user's cover photo to keep it consistent. So no matter what, there's always going to be an image, but those groups that actually take the time and like you said, almost place an ad on there and stimulate that person's imagination and what they're looking at, I think it's great, and it's going to make the phone scenario just even better.
And Facebook updated their rules about, I think it was last week, about images with cover photos specifically, but also images. They used to be a lot stricter about what kind of things you could put in there when it came to text. And now they've removed most of the rules, and it's down mostly to just you can't have more than 20% of the image with text. And you're not really supposed to like promote like particular sales and things. But the way it's set up right now, I think the way they relax on the rules a little bit, I think you can do more in there in your cover photos that actually sell some stuff. So,
well, we're going to move on to the NBA, and this has been a topic for a while, but ads on NBA jerseys may not happen for a year or two. You'll see them on some practice jerseys and everything, but the Warriors president and COO Rick Welts was talking with Sports Business Daily and said that it's probably 2-3 years away. The 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch logo patch on the uniforms. They know that this is a great source of revenue for a number of teams, but they also fear that there's going to be a disparity between some of these larger market organizations and teams like the Kings and some of your smaller markets. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Obviously, it's probably the way it's going to go, as you see with.
So like one team has AT&T and the other one has a Pawn America.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more that one team, the Chicago Bulls are getting $50 million a year, and the Golden State Warriors are getting $4 million. Is the issue they're primarily worried about. I did a little bit of research when we were going to start talking about this topic, and I just didn't see anything or any other league that has revenue sharing for jersey sponsorship. And while this seems new to the primary American sports, worldwide it's commonplace. So when you have individually owned franchises, almost universally, people are pocketing that money. So it'll be interesting to see what the NBA sort of evolves into with the solution in place, because undoubtedly right now the small market teams are the ones that are preventing this from happening.
And that's their argument. They want to try to do a revenue share on it.
Yeah.
You will see in the WNBA that the teams that haven't sold it, because they do have the jersey ads on there, the ones that don't have, they do have a league-wide jersey sale for Boost Mobile, but I don't know how the revenue split, and it obviously doesn't go to the teams that have already sold it. But you look at English Premier League, and those teams obviously sell ads on their jerseys, and it's up to each and every team to sell their own and make their own money on it.
Yeah, AIG is not paying the EPL; they're paying Man United directly. So,
which seems to make sense, but maybe the argument is they're all playing each other, they're all being watched on TV because they are the NBA. That's not always because it's just the one particular team. So like maybe they should somehow share, but. I'm not sure how far.
I imagine they'll have some sort of hybrid where there's a pool of money that's shared and a pool of money that goes to the team. Like you have 50% or something like that.
Yeah, but it's not too bad. Great.
It'll be interesting.
Cool. Well, next story. Today, the MLB did a official partnership with Qualcomm to help improve connectivity at the ballparks, at some of their ballparks. And this includes, obviously we talk a lot about Wi-Fi, but also they're going to be doing some engineering planning and trying to tell each ballpark what the issue is and what they can do to improve it for 3G, 4G, LTE, and Wi-Fi. So not sure exactly what's going to come out of this, but it's a real concerted effort by the MLB to work with an industry giant that knows what they're doing when it comes to wireless, and try to figure out exactly what they can do to get all the ballparks up to speed. Pun intended.
Well, do you think it's going to be even better at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego? I mean, they've already got the naming rights on there, so it'll be even faster.
Probably already good. I don't know.
I like it just having gone to games, and you want to be able to use your phone, and obviously on Wi-Fi it's going to be better, it's going to be faster, you're going to have a stronger signal, and being able to either order something from your seat or send in a complaint or a congratulations, good job. Even check the stats during the game. You want to have that connectivity at all times. You don't want to lose it. And sometimes with so many people in a venue, it's going to bring down the level of of quality that you're going to get on something like that.
And honestly, with baseball, it's such a long game, and people are so used to being connected and doing the second screen thing.
That and MLB over the last few years, I mean, they are the gold standard of how to interface from mobile device. I mean, they have multiple apps that work in venue. You can check in and see live video stream from all your other competitors. You have multiple teams that even 2 years ago were doing seat-based food ordering in certain sections through the mobile app. They're in the park app. It's incredible.
This will help them actually maybe deliver upon some of those promises because they have a lot of neat apps and stuff. But
and they haven't been
not
roll
every
out.
Ballpark.
They haven't.
Working.
And that's the biggest issue. You just nailed it because they've had all of the features in place inside of this app for over a year now that they've had to limit which teams are able to use them. Like they're able to roll them out in Philadelphia, but they're not able to touch them in Houston.
Yeah.
As an example, I don't know if those are two specific things. So having Qualcomm come in and sort of make sure everyone has at least a minimum standard is going to help them go even further, and it'll be really, really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Will this increase presence for like sponsors? Can you obviously tie a sponsorship into this from not just Qualcomm but others, and really increase the value overall for that entity that's spending money with that organization?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to increase sponsorship inside various digital mediums. It'll be kind of interesting to see how BAM leverages that because they're obviously doing everything league-wide as opposed to individual teams. But the bones of what they have in place is amazing compared to anyone else, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, better connected, the better off you are. But moving on to the Final Four and the NCAA basketball March Madness, they predict that this Final Four will have the biggest ever test of digital tickets. There's going to be more digital tickets. Roughly 40% of the total inventory for the Georgia Dome and the Final Four are going to be paperless. And it's just interesting, back in the day, you always used to have that hard ticket stock in hand, and you see a large trend going this way. But with 30,000 seats, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Hopefully there are no issues, no server crashes, whatever. But that's a lot of tickets for paperless going into this event.
Yeah, it should go fine because it's exactly the same thing as them scanning a barcode on a piece of paper, then scanning it on your phone. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the fees are for getting a digital ticket instead of a printed home. Well, since they already charge you
the real
$8 to print at home.
The real issue here, is that they're trying to limit the resale value because they have so many tickets for the Final Four that get sold out below.
You can't pass
below
on
face. So now for a coach, and they highlight some of their stuff, and I'm sure there have been ticket scandals that have existed around the Final Four in the past. And that's what they're really trying to lock down here. So if you're a student and get access to one of the 700 student passes, now it's tied directly to that credit card number you used to make that purchase. Sure. If you're a coach and buy that, you have to enter the names of who you're buying the ticket for when you make the purchase. So only that person can utilize the ticket. And the larger legal issue that was kind of bouncing back and forth in the articles we were referencing here and that Darren Rovell detailed on ESPN was, do you own the ticket if you're the fan?
Yeah.
And the Final Four's contention is that you're buying the license to the seat and buying the privilege to sit in that seat, and it's non-transferable. Whereas most people will consider when they purchase a ticket that is now their property. So what do you guys think? I mean, should a fan be able to resell a ticket? What limitations are okay? In what instances?
Yeah.
I mean, where do you fall in that medium?
That's kind of an ongoing battle with all digital, everything that's happening, But even non-digital, there was actually a Supreme Court case just a couple of weeks ago with textbooks being purchased overseas at a lower price. Officially, they weren't like bootlegs or anything. But they were selling them this particular textbook, for a fraction, pennies on the dollar in a different country. Person was buying them by the pallet, shipping them in the United States, and then selling them. And he won. So the right of first sale is still pretty strong. But at the same time, I think it was about a week ago in a lower appeals court, there was the same kind of deal with someone saying, can I sell my iTunes music after I buy the MP3? Can I resell it?
Or include
just
it in
like
your
I
will.
bought an album, right?
Yeah.
And that one, at least it hasn't gone as far as the Supreme Court, but that didn't work. So there's just this constant battle going on right now as to now that things are getting so fuzzy and everything's a license and nothing is an actual product. What do you really ever own anymore? So it's funny to see tickets even going that direction, that it's a license for one particular individual to borrow that seat for a couple of hours, and then it's kind of sad, I guess.
Yeah.
I find it extremely interesting. When I was at the University of North Dakota, we handled this because student tickets went completely paperless. They would go through, and then the whole transitioning from student A to student B who wanted to maybe get rid of that ticket, we set regulations on it that they couldn't sell it over a certain value. We didn't want to hurt the integrity of the ticket and cause these students to take somebody's money that really, so in the mind of the university, it was their ticket and this person is leasing it. In my mind, at the same time, though, you're spending sometimes up to hundreds or thousands of dollars for a ticket, and it's like you're purchasing that seat for the game. So I kind of see both sides of it, and it is interesting. But I don't really know where I sit because I haven't bought a ticket lately that's paperless. I do like to hold a ticket in my hand. There's something about it, about actually getting a ticket and feeling it. I've kept every single ticket that I've ever used because I'm a nerd.
Really?
But yes, every single one of them. But it's it's an interesting topic, and definitely as we keep going farther and farther down the road, I see more and more people going paperless, and it'll bring up issues, I believe.
As a person who loses tickets on the way, like from the parking lot to the arena, because I've done that, I really like digital tickets.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I'll forget what pocket a ticket's in, and I'm patting my suit all over the place or whatever, looking around for it. So I love digital tickets because I'm gonna know where my phone's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have a problem with the NCAA is trying to accomplish here, because they depress value so greatly for so many student seats and for their membership to be able to afford to purchase tickets around this event. So
because they're trying to get some actual fans in there and not just
exactly
high rollers that want to say they went to a thing.
Exactly, and if they just wanted to maximize value, they'd throw it on the open market, and these student tickets would be going for $2,500 pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really a fuzzy area when you get into maybe purchasing seasons to an NBA game or seasons to NFL.
Yeah, there's
game.
something about purchasing a season ticket too, where you're putting on a crap ton of money up front.
Yeah,
like you're taking the risk, that the team sucks, and then if the team ends up being good, and you want to sell a couple of games you can't go to for a profit, you supported the team in the beginning when no one knew if the season was going to be good. Like it only goes one way. It seems like if the team ends up horribly, then nobody's going to give you your money back for investing in the team. So.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I think seasons are pretty different than like the particular event like this, where you're either going to go or you're not, and there's so much room for scalping in there if you're one of those people that can get early access. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, not too bad. I don't think we messed it up too bad, right?
I don't think we offended anyone either.
No?
We still have time.
Yeah, let me think of something. Just kidding. Holly's probably watching this from the slopes in Colorado.
Probably not.
No. But, hopefully we did good. So, you can follow us at SB Now on Twitter. Come to sportsbusinessnow.com for all the newest stories that we post and all the different shows. We got Sports Marketing Now every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and this show every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So please join us for the next show, and hopefully we'll have Holly back and make it a little bit better for you. Have a good day.
SBN, Sports Business Now.